probably of we talked about with Eddie House.
Yeah.
All the games that we got to see over the weekend. I mean, it was hard not to look at that OKC score, see that they won by, 51?
That didn't even look real.
And not say, oh, my goodness. Like, okay, we've been talking about them. People have been discounting them, picking everybody but their uncle to get to the NBA Finals and not them because, wow, they're too young. Eddie House brought it up earlier as well. Defensively, across the board, they've been all year.
All year.
This is not new hat. This is not new. This is real. Like stop saying it ain't real. It's real. And they didn't play around with Memphis, did they? Did they play around with Memphis?
No.
They did not.
I looked at the score and was confused at the first quarter, so I was like, wait, what am I looking at? Like, is this real?
And that is a statement game. I don't care what anybody says, right? That's a statement game. Hello, look at us. We're loud. We're proud. We're not playing around. We are that good. We are that good.
Mm-hmm. I think
what'd you come away with? Because I was impressed.
I think sometimes things are so obvious it's sitting in your face and you still go, nah, that can't be it. OKC all year long, and it started last year when they were good. And we were like, oh, they're too young, they're too this, Chet isn't healthy, blah, 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 they'll be this, they'll be that. And they got knocked out of the playoffs, and then that could have been their bumps and bruises and lumps that all they needed. We went through it, we got it, we have an MVP candidate, probably going to be MVP. 3 years in a row of averaging 30-plus, only person to do that and shoot 50%, Michael Jordan. Some great company to be in. And so all of a sudden it's kind of like, well, you guys tell me defense wins championships. Okay, check. You guys tell me you got to have one of the best players on your team usually to win. Okay, check. You got an MVP candidate, likely MVP. We're energetic. You tell me you got to have a bench. You got to be able to play, 8, 9, 10 deep. Okay, check. And I think that is, and you got and then a potential soon-to-be defensive player in the year in Chet Holmgren, who will be a defensive player of the year at some point. He plays that great. And I'm just sitting here thinking to all of it, including myself, is it just that obvious and we're just trying to find something else?
That's where I think we are.
I just don't like them. They don't have enough many names we know or this. They don't have superstars. SGA, that's it. New York, L.A.,
and it's not Oklahoma City with Harden, Durant and Westbrook.
Yeah.
That one we could buy into. They made it to the finals. You go, oh man, look at that. When we knew they were young, and if there's not a foul in that, what was it, game 2 or whatever at the end? Durant got fouled, wasn't called.
Maybe it's a different
maybe
story.
Maybe it's a different
we didn't
finals.
Think or if Harden sticks around,
right?
Because we thought they'd be back.
Maybe it'd be right, but it didn't happen. But we were more apt to see that and look at it because you knew Kevin Durant was already going to be one of those players, and then the other two guys. Harden was fantastic off the bench, if you remember.
Not in the finals.
Not in the finals, but the rest of the way he was.
100%. That's where the whole Harden in the playoffs becomes like
because he was tremendous.
Oh
he tremendous was, leading up to the finals.
You're like, man, who is this dude?
Exactly.
Man?
That's exactly. Yeah. I remember. Like, what am I watching?
I'm like, is he on the bench? Because this guy's incredible.
He was 6 man off the bench, right?
6 man of the year, too.
But now, I think there comes a point where you have to just be like, stop. Stop looking for excuses not to like OKC or not to buy in. And I'm not saying they won the NBA Finals by beating Memphis by 51. Right. That's not what we're saying. But why can't it be OKC? Why they've done nothing for us to believe that it can't be. Why can't OKC come out of the West?
Yeah.
Give me I want somebody tell me other than just saying, oh, well, they don't have enough experience. Other than that, what do you have?
When you look at
defensively, it's not an issue. Offensively, it's not an issue. What is it?
It's the big
coaching
E
is
word.
Not an issue.
Nope, they have a really good coach. It's the E word, experience. The only thing why I will knock what we typically say, we say you got to go through the bumps, the bruises, you got to go through it, your lumps, and I agree with that. Here's the difference, Rob. The difference is let's go back to the 80s Celtics. They had to get through the Dr. J, the 76ers. We don't talk about those 76ers teams enough in the 80s. Celtics had to beat them up. They had to get roughed up. Both, they went back and forth. Then they started to become the team in the East. Then the Pistons had to finally beat the Celtics after taking their lumps, their bruises. Bird steals the ball. We had to go through all that. Then the Chicago Bulls had to get through the Pistons. Well, the difference, I think, why OKC is probably saying, hello, who do we have to get through? This isn't 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19 Warriors. You get what I mean? There's no team that they have to get through. Denver is not the Denver of old. The Lakers aren't walking around with AD and LeBron in the bubble. So I think one thing we keep saying, and I'm including myself, is, but they got to go through the bumps and bruises. They got to get their lumps. But OKC is saying, from who? Their margin of victory throughout the season was I think 10 points or something. They were destroying people. They won 68 games. And Rob, when you start to look at the teams historically have won 68 games or more, well, it bodes well for them. You go all the way back to the 72-73 Celtics. They lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, but at least they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But after that, 66, 67, 76ers won the finals. 96, 97 Bulls, we know what they did, won the finals. By the way, 95, 96 Bulls won 72 games, won the finals. 71, 72 Lakers won the finals. And the only one is Golden State Warriors, and they got to the finals and lost in 7 games.
And they were up 3-1 and had a major choke job.
And so they should have won the finals. So on paper, everything says great defense, won 68 games. Historically, that means typically you go to the finals and win it. Got an MVP candidate, blew everybody out all season long. There is no behemoth in the Western Conference we got to get through. There's no old Warriors team, no Denver, no Kobe, Shaq, Lakers. Why can't it be us? And I think that's how they feel, and justifiably so.
It is amazing when you think about OKC and the journey that they've been on, because it has been almost from the word go.
Yeah.
And they just haven't let up. At one point, people thought that they might get to that plateau or win 72 or games. Like they really had a shot at making that happen, and it didn't happen. But they are one of the best teams we've seen in a while.
Without a doubt. And again, that's why if you're them, you're sitting here thinking, well, what are they? And you know what? I think they're quiet, like, all right, that's cool. And they've been a collective the whole season. SGA wins a game, 40-some points, and they go to do the interview. He's got all of his teammates there, and they're barking their dogs. They're all excited. They've just been a great group, and I think this is what's good for the league. You know what I mean? You got a budding star in Jalen Williams, got a superstar in SGA. Chet looks like he's going to be a really, really good player in this league for the next 7-8 years, as long as he stays healthy. They got a bunch of guys on their bench. And I think it's good, man. And again, I think it's good for the league. That's why I was saying when we had the conversation last week, how do we feel about the state of the NBA heading into the postseason? I was saying, if you get these young, remember I said this, you get these young stars to show up, and Edwards showed up, looked great. OKC, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. And also you get a good mixture of Steph having a great game and doing things. Like, this is kind of what you want. Whereas a battle, fighting between the old guard and changing of the guard and these young guys, and OKC are saying, I know there were some literal college teams in March Madness that were older than us.
Right.
Literally, don't sleep on us.
And I think,
get out of your pajamas, get out the bed, lift off the eye mask thing, and let's go, is what they're saying. Sorry.
No, it's hard to
John
argue.
Morant got to respond. You can't get beat
I
know your
like
ankles
that.
messed up.
But
Jaren Jackson Jr., my gosh.
And I know it's a 7-game series, and we're not crowning anybody after one game.
Absolutely, and they can lose a game, but
they can lose the next game. But the idea is just that
you said it from wire to wire. They've
just been this good. They've been this good. When you talk about them, just be honest. Like they haven't been bad. They've been good, very good. And when somebody talks about defensively, that defense is what? That's effort. You have to put into that. The offense
too.
Right. Offense, shots can come and fall and sometimes they don't fall in your favor. All kinds of stuff can happen. But you have to roll your sleeves up and really want to play defensively. And for a first game where all this stuff and all this talk about OKC, I was overly impressed to put that kind of win in the books. All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Did that game do anything for you as far as OKC?
I think it did some people.
Or are you like just, it's one game, You know what I mean? I still got reservations about them. I still don't buy into them totally. Or did you just say, man, they are really good, and maybe they can make this run? Why not them? That's what I'm saying to myself. Why not? Because I think they have a real legitimate chance.